Hi, my name is Pete Lewis, and today I'm going to show you a beautiful 1994 Mercedes E320 Sportline Cabriolet that we have for sale. I'm just going to go into the barn now, start it up from cold and drive it out to show you. Okay, you might notice that there's a couple of little dangly bits on the sills. I've flipped off all of the 4 jacking point covers so that when we get to that bit on the car I can show you the actual jacking points behind the covers. But just to give you a general view of the car, blue black metallic, grey lower panels. I'm not sure why they called it blue black, because to me it's a very dark charcoal grey black. Beautiful colour, suits the car very well, especially with the grey leather. So let's start at the front near side corner. Headlights, indicator, bumpers, all perfect. Don't appear to be any paintwork scuffs on the bumpers. Front wing, nothing corrosion wise along the bottom strip nor on the arches. I'll just run you around the arches. Nothing that you can see there. Wheels all pretty much immaculate and all shod with almost new Michelin Energy tyres. Date code on this one, week 48 2018, so they're all pretty new, as well as having good tread. Sportline badging as it should have. Tiny bit of delamination on the corner of the windscreen there. I think that's all. There doesn't appear to be any on the other corner. No scuffs to the door mirror. Bit of polish left on there. Wing, door, paintwork appears to be perfect, as it is on the Sacco panels, the plastic panels at the back, at the bottom. Rear near side panel again appears to be pretty much perfect. I can't see any paintwork defects on there. Wheel, 1 or 2 tiny little scuffs to the wheel, but nothing untoward. Let's have a look at the arch again. So we've got the wheel arch all clean, no rust bubbles, no nothing. And then we've got the bumper again at the back. There is a little scuff on the bumper there, but it's very slight, and a tiny one a bit on the very corner. Rear lamp, no problems, cracks etc. with that. Boot lid, no paint problems there. 1 or 2 bits of dust on it. There we go. Likewise the other rear light, nice and unfaded. Just a few little bits of dust actually on the corner there. Bumper corner completely unscuffed. Going around the offside, fuel flap all nice and clean, original stickers. Got a QR code there that I think wasn't original because they didn't have those in 1994. Offside rear wheel, again 1 or 2 tiny little marks, but nothing that would cause you a sleepless night. Wheel arch again, lovely and clean. Very nice indeed. And then going round, paintwork, no issues on the rear quarter panel or the door. A tiny little scuff on the edge of the mirror there, just very, very small. One or two bits of polish left on there. Screen pillar, no chips whatsoever. Wiper arm, lovely. All the bright work, well, it's not bright work, it's bronze anodized aluminium around the screen, all lovely. No oh, there's a tiny little bit of delamination starting at the bottom corner of the screen on this side, but you've got to look very hard to see it. Front wing, again, nothing to say whatsoever. No corrosion along the bottom edge or around the arch. Let me take you around the arch. There we go. And again, the wheel, that one is, I can't see any marks on it at all. Other side of the front bumper, we've got no scuffs on the corner. Again, headlamp indicator, all perfect. Number plate, front grille, no marks whatsoever, either on the bright work or the plastics. A little bit of polish there, I think. So let's have a look underneath the front bumper. I can't see any chips, scrapes on the underside. There's a very tiny little scuff just there. You can see it, I don't know whether you saw that, just there. You've got to be on your hands and knees to see it. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will show you under the bonnet. Let me open the bonnet. So original, well, it looks like the original, under bonnet mat, still completely intact, just very light staining there. Under the bonnet, exactly as you would hope to see, washer bottle, radiator header tank, brake fluid, servo, fuse box, found a new battery, ABS pump, power steering reservoir, all lovely and clean on the inner wings, a bit dusty, and the engine, not very much to see on these later 24 valve engines, but all as it should be. Can't even see the exhaust manifold because of the heat shield, but it's all there. So I think that's probably all I can really show you under the bonnet. Let's close that. Oh, the bonnet itself, lovely star and badge, unchipped, unmarked, and little stone chip just there. We could do with touching that in, it looks fairly recent. But other than that, the bonnet is, I think, what you might call unmarked. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, before I put the hood down, I will just show you the underside of the hood lining. You can see that's all not sagging. I'll move the chair forward there. Very, very nice. And that has got the insulation mat between it and the hood itself, so very, very well insulated, these cars, just like travelling in a saloon when the hood's up. So now that's now I've shown you that. Oh yes, I'll show you the hood itself on the outside. Original hood, all the stitching perfect. I have been round it and had a look, can't see any, just the odd little fold marks where it goes into the hood well. You always get one there, you always get one there, and you always get one there. Our own E320 coupe cabriolet has done many, many more miles than this and has only got slightly more marks than this, but it's not getting anywhere near going through the fabric. It's purely a cosmetic thing, and they will all have it. You will not find an E320 or an E220 cabriolet without it. Rear window, heated element there, all as it should be, all nicely sealed around. Same mark on that side, and there, and the little fold marks there, but all the stitching exactly as it should be. Right, I'm now going to put the camera back where it was, and then I'm going to put the soft top down and show you the inside of the car. You can see what's going on there. Right, let's carry on. So inside of the car, I'm just going to put the windows down so I can get around the inside a bit better, and you can see the lovely sinuous movement that the rear glass takes as it goes down. Poetry in motion. Starting off, oh yes, sun visors. We've got the original sun visors with the flaps with the illuminated mirrors. Very often on a cabriolet of this age, the hinges on these flaps have cracked and the flaps fallen off basically, but those are both in perfect order. Dashboard, uncracked, unfaded, absolutely lovely. All the instruments, I'll come round to those on the other side actually when I get around there. Glove compartment, nice and clean, couple of old tax discs in there. Woodwork, I don't think, well I know for a fact there isn't a crack or a scratch or a blemish on the wood. You've got your concertina cover on your little storage box there, again all in perfect order. Very often to be found all cracked and missing. Armrest, no cracks whatsoever to the piping, lovely condition. Passenger seat, again I can't see a single blemish on the leather there. Very slight fading to the carpets. I think that's been caused by the rubber mats that have been used. They're in the boot. And probably a little bit of colour from the rubber has gone onto the carpets, but you always have overmats over these anyway. These are the factory carpets, so you would never actually see that in practice. Back of the car, carpets, these carpets don't come out, but you can see they're all as they should be. Rear seat, lovely with the armrest there, all unmarked. Tiny little, I don't know if it's a scuff or what there, but it's just a little mark anyway. Other than that, looks lovely. Let me just pull the carpet up in the front. Oh, a little bit dusty, but exactly as it came out of the factory. Those look like water droplets there, but they're not. They're actually varnish or something that I think has been used in the factory. So that's all perfect. Let's go around the other side. So the rear deck, no marks whatsoever on there. Well, just a little, you can just see where the rubber seal of the hood has just come down onto the deck, but it's literally just a little discoloration of the vinyl. Tiny mark just there, probably where the seat belts caught it maybe sometime. Let's go in the driver's side. Same comment as to the carpets on this side, a little bit faded maybe, a little bit discoloured perhaps. Dashboard showing 96,376, all supported by the service history. Sportline steering wheel, slightly smaller than the standard, completely unworn. And there we've got the driver's seat. Just a tiny little bit of scuffing on the bolster there, but nothing to speak of. Few little creases in the leather there, but nothing really to note. One thing, the foil strips that go along here are both missing on this side. They're not very durable and probably went missing on the first few years of the car's life. The other side, I noticed, has one of them missing. You've got electric seats, fore and aft, backrest, etc., headrest. They all work, and they're both sides on this car, driver and passenger. What else can I say? Sportline gear knob, obviously, as it should be for a Sportline car. That's probably all for the inside. Let's go round the underside of the car now. I'll take you around the sills and the jacking points. The sills covered with plastic covers, of course, which is why I've flipped the covers off. You can see the jacking point there. Very often you flip these off and there's nothing there except the tube. The sill is completely corroded away, but that's in lovely condition. Underneath we've got the stabilising bar, which is specific to the Cabriolet, just to compensate for the lack of roof. Little bit of surface rust on there, but it's such a heavy component that there's never going to be a problem. If you can see, the rest of the underside is lovely and clean. Let's just go to the front jacking point. The same applies. Lovely condition there. Very nice. Underneath the front, you see the other stabilising bar there, and the front underneath the engine there. Let's just go around the front, and then I'll show you the other jacking points and underneath the rest of the car. Front near side jacking point, again lovely and sound. Underneath the front, same as before. Very clean exhaust, looking very good. And similarly under the back, all the suspension components and the underfloor, very good. Oh, I didn't show you in the boot, did I? Let's have a look in the boot. Those are the rubber mats that I was telling you about, which I think have transferred a little bit of their colour to the factory mats. Boot mat as new. Not a vast boot here because you've got the container for the soft top, but I can tell you from experience that soft top container will hold 7 boxes of 6 bottles of wine if you're coming back from France and you don't mind not having the hood down on the way back. We'll get the mat out here and I'll show you the underneath the floor well, the spare wheel, full-size spare wheel there, full toolkit, original card telling you how to change the wheel. Very clean spare wheel well, jack in there as well. We've got the original first aid kit in its little elastic pouch there, and the very important, the boot light working, which very often doesn't on a Cabriolet because of the tortuous route that the wiring takes through the hinge there. Gets cracked. Original collapsible warning triangle specific to this model, so quite difficult to replace if it's missing. Let's just put that back in, and the mats. So I think that's about all I can think of to tell you about this lovely car. We've sold it to its last 2 owners. It's had 4 owners in total. In fact, we knew the second owner, a good friend of ours, and we sold it to its 3rd and 4th owners, so we know the car very well. I'll just give you a last walk round. It's fully described on our website, www.ccbenz.co.uk. The K plate, incidentally, is a private registration. It is actually an L registered car, 1994, and DVLA would reissue that reg if you asked them. So there we are, beautiful car, and I strongly commend it to you. If you want to know any more about it, just give us a call, and we'll hope to see you soon, hear from you soon at any rate. Bye for now.